The following is a fourth-hand production.
The second annual Bayou City Paranormal Symposium is here, April 25th and 26th at the Pasadena Convention Center. Special guests include John Zaffis, Katie Stafford, the Kling Brothers, and more. 2 spine-tingling interactive exhibits, including the fan-favorite Psychomantium 2. Over 40 vendors and exhibitors will be on hand. Free vendor shopping all weekend. Discounted pre-sale tickets and VIP available now through February 29th. Bayou City's premier event for the things that go bump in the night. Go to badwolfevents.com for tickets and more info.
I was just about to start till you started that shit. Shut the fuck up.
What? No! You suck! Oh my God!
Hey guys, welcome to Season 2, Episode 9 of What the Suck. I'm Chris.
And I'm James.
And man, it feels like it's been fucking forever, but we're finally back. We're getting to it. It's going to be back to weekly instead of semi-annual weekly.
Yeah, I had a little family thing happen there, so we took a couple weeks off.
I mean, family thing, and then the holidays and everything, and things just, January didn't start off quite like we had hoped, but that's all right.
That is true.
That's
Very
all right.
true.
We're back at it. Not just that, but we're also starting a whole new podcast.
Yeah.
State of Fear. Go
State
check
of
it out.
Fear.
Same place you find us, you'll find State of Fear.
Yeah, we'll have the social media up on that very soon, probably before this thing is even released.
Yeah. And it's going to be a weekly podcast. Each week is a different state. We cover a different topic in the state that's happened in that state, something creepy, something scary, something weird, whether it's cannibals, serial killers, UFOs, anal raping, whatever.
Basically, if it's fucked up, we're going to dig it up and we're going to read about it.
That's right. So check it out. You can find anywhere you find podcasts. By the time this comes out, it'll be out, ready to go. State of Fear. Find it. Listen to it. Fuck y'all.
Well, I'll also do a little cross promotion between our pages to make sure that anybody listening to What the Suck, anybody following us there, can cross over and just easily find it.
Yeah,
I'll put it up there.
But let's get to the fucking movie at hand tonight.
Oh Lord!
All right,
do we have to?
We do. Tonight's movie is the 1992 American direct-to-video horror movie, Demonic Toys. Direct to video,
aka sucks ass,
aka our favorite kind of movie.
Amen, man. That's why we're here.
Now, this is produced by Charles Band's Full Moon Entertainment, which I gotta say, growing up, I watched a shit ton of Full Moon movies.
Yep.
I must have absorbed the entire Puppet Master series.
That's what I was going to say. Puppet
Yes.
Master. That's probably one of their more famous trilogies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
they have like three or four of those, I think.
I think there's like 6 by now, dude.
Damn.
There was even, I believe there was a soft reboot not too long ago as well. Yeah, and there were some crossovers. I think there was some crossovers with Demonic Toys. Maybe some other ones I can't really remember. I mean, I'll have to look, but yeah, I love Full Moon Entertainment.
I always loved that clown with a drill in his head.
Yeah,
that was my boy right there.
I always loved Leech Woman because all these leeches come out of her mouth. It was creepy as hell. They didn't really hurt you, but people screamed like they hurt when they got leeches on them. They cried like they were being like punched. But it's just a fucking leech. Pull the leech off, you bitch.
That's right.
Pull it off, you bitch.
Yeah, you might leave a tendril in your arm. You might get an infection, but
yeah,
just pull it
off. Yeah. Directed by Peter Manoogian. So directed by Peter Manoogian, produced by Charles Band and Ann Kelly. Now, the really interesting thing about this movie, besides being Full Moon, is that it's written by David S. Goyer. Now, James, does that name sound familiar to you?
It does sound familiar to me, but I can't pull it up. But I know that name sounds very familiar.
Now, David S. Goyer. Okay, this is 1992. It's a 92 film, David S. Goyer. By now, he's both known and also hated. This man has had the most up and down career of anyone other than like Nicolas Cage. Okay.
What did he do? Do you remake a classic and fuck it up or something?
No. Let me give you just a few entries into this man's IMDb as far as writer/screenplay. Okay.
Oh Lord.
All right. So, Demonic Toys. Okay. Let's see. He also wrote the sequel Crow City of Angels, which was a piece of crap.
Yes.
Okay. Here's where things get interesting. He wrote the 1998 movie Blade.
He did.
So 6 years later, he wrote Blade. Okay. He wrote Blade 2. But then that's where you get a little bit of a downturn because he wrote Blade 3.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Went to the well one too many times.
Mm-hmm. But then we go up a little bit. He did the screenplay for Batman Begins.
No shit.
Mm-hmm. Now, go a little further. He did the story for The Dark Knight. Yeah. Go flash forward a bit more. He also did the screenplay for Ghost Rider Spirits of Vengeance.
Well, yeah, that was okay. But
No, it was a complete shit.
It
was a
wasn't
complete
nothing
shit.
like the first one was perfect.
It was worse than the first one.
I loved the first one.
First one was horrible, dude.
You didn't like Ghost Rider.
That movie could be on our list. It was horrible. The only thing that saved it was Nick Cage's craziness. That movie made no sense, had no script. That's neither here nor there. Okay, so.
No, sorry. Eva Mendes saved it for me.
So, he also wrote the story for Dark Knight Rises. He wrote the screenplay for Man of Steel.
He did?
He did. Mm-hmm. Now, let's go a little further. He is attached as a writer for the TV series Krypton. Screenplay for the movie Terminator Dark Fate, which stunk.
I didn't see it.
Which bombed at the theater. So, this guy cut his teeth early on with bad horror films.
Mm-hmm.
Direct-to-video horror films. But then somehow managed to get his foot in the door of comic book movies.
And some of those are pretty hefty projects. The Batman movies especially get a shit ton of money. You know?
But again, it's a roller coaster ride because some of them are really good, some are really bad.
Yep. See,
and
now
so
I liked Man of Steel too.
I like Man of Steel as well. But like Ghost Rider Spirits of Vengeance,
well, the effects in that one is the one that fucked that up for me.
Blade Trinity.
Yeah.
Some of these are pretty, so anyway, he wrote this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is actually credited as one of his first movies. This was his third movie that he wrote for. His first movie was Death Warrant in 1990. Then he did the sequel to Kickboxer.
Death Warrant, Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yes, and then he wrote the story for Kickboxer 2, The Road Back. And I think they should have stayed on that fucking road and never gone home.
They should have called it Kickboxer 2, Tong Po's Revenge.
Kickboxer 2, bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, he also wrote the screenplay for a 1994 movie called The Puppet Masters, not to be confused with the Full Moon version of Puppet Master. Whole different story. These are about alien slugs that
oh, that's right. Attached to your brainstem and
control your mind.
Mm-hmm. Hey, didn't we see that in Star Trek 2, though?
Yes, I think so, yeah. Yeah, so he wrote the screenplay for that as well. So anyway, so that's where David S. Goyer is. So he wrote this movie. Okay, so starring Tracy Scoggins, Bentley Mitchum, Michael Russo, Jeff Weston, Daniel Cerny.
Tracy Scoggins.
Music by Richard Band. Cinematography by Adolfo Bartoli, another Italian.
All
all over the fucking place.
I make it a good beat.
And then edited by Andy Horvich. Distributed by Full Moon. Release date March 12th, 1992.
Okay.
Running time 86 minutes. Easy.
Yep.
All right, so what's the movie all about? Well, I'll fucking tell you if you calm the fuck down. All right, demonic toys. They want to play with you. That sounds dirty as shit.
Yep.
They're cute and cuddly by day, lethal demons by night. Ruthless killing machines come alive for just one purpose, death. And for 5 adults trapped in an abandoned warehouse, every child's worst nightmare has become a deadly reality, ... While on a stakeout, Judith Gray, played by Tracy Scoggins, a beautiful, tough cop, is trapped inside a warehouse full of toys. But these are no ordinary playthings.
You almost went Shatner on us.
I did, yeah.
There's no escape.
They have been awakened to murderous life by a strange child of darkness, quote unquote the kid, played by Daniel Cerny. Each toy feeds on blood. Jack in the Box heads straight for the throat. And for your arteries if you eat too much of that motherfucker. Teddy bear is not afraid to show its claws. And Baby Doll is truly to die for. Now it's up to Gray and a passing delivery boy, Mark Wayne, played by Bentley Mitchum, to stop the deadly demonic toys.
Yeah. Why don't you just take the batteries out the motherfucker? Well, then again, a teddy bear ain't got no batteries.
Why don't you just step on the motherfucker?
Something.
It sounds like this is a sound pretty close to the screenplay for Child's Play.
I think I could take out a fucking a teddy bear.
Yeah, I ain't afraid of no Jack in the Box. Jack in the Box ain't got no legs. Okay, it's stuck in a goddamn box. I'm squishing the fucking box.
That's right.
You know, the baby doll. Each of these dolls that they're in this movie look like about I don't know, maybe 16 to 18 inches tall.
Yeah.
Perfect size for punting practice.
That's right.
Just punt them motherfuckers across the room.
Just kick the motherfucker.
Just kick the motherfucker. Yeah. So, all right, now we got that out the way. Let's go ahead and get into our rating system. It's been a while, so maybe some people forgot, or maybe people are new to the podcast. So we rate our movies in a reverse scale based on shit emojis.
Yes.
So the less shit emojis you get, the better it is. The more you get, it's
obviously
it's much more full of shit.
Yeah. The more you get 5 out of 5, you're in trouble.
Yeah. So 1 out of 5 shit emojis. These are ones that you'll want to keep in your queue. They're going to be your new classics, and you'll watch them over and over, and you'll get endless enjoyment out of them. 2 out of 5 shit emojis. You're going to watch these with friends. Only those who really enjoy watching shitty movies.
Like us.
Like my friend James here.
That's right.
Not for everyone. They're best with the group to riff on or play a drinking game.
Absolutely.
3 out of 5 shit emojis. You'll watch this once for friends. Trust me, that'll be enough. These are the ones that are so strange you may or may not to see them more than once, but you at least want to share your misery with your friends.
And hope they remain so.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now the 4 out of 5 ones. The 4 out of 5 ones, you'll want to at least share these with your friends, and you'll watch it with them only if you have nothing better to do. I mean,
and you better have good snacks too.
Or if you want to avoid going to your in-laws' house, you're like, I think I'll stay and watch this with you instead.
That's right.
But prepare to drink heavily while watching. Now, 5 out of 5. Worst of the worst. Fika de la Mater.
Top of the shit heap.
Top of the shit heap.
Damn right.
You're only going to bring these out on special occasions when the in-laws are in town, forced double date, your wife invited some friends over you don't like, and they're stuck in your house. You're like, hey, let's watch a movie. When finished, you're going to remove it from your memory with a mind-altering substance, weed, LSD, whatever you got in your house, or blunt force trauma.
Yes. Like I said, I've said this many times. The Negan bat with the barbed wire does nicely. A couple of cinder blocks, or slam your head in a large walk-in freezer door.
There you go. Or
that does the trick.
Just bend forward and run headfirst into your front door. Whatever you got handy. So, all right. Well, with that said, James, what do you say we get started with the review?
Amen, brother. Let's
All right,
roll.
Let's get back in it.
For 66 years, evil has been waiting, watching, wanting for someone to play with its toys.
Gonna have a lot of fun here tonight, friend.
Get back!
It's the toys. Someone's inside the toys.
What do you want?
Oopsie daisy.
Before the night is through, I'll be born in a human body, flesh and blood.
Demonic toys. Playtime has begun.
Okay, so we just watched Demonic Toys.
Yeah, or as I like to refer to it, Toy Story on acid.
Toy Story Evil.
I mean, shit. You show this movie to the brats. Santa Claus is gonna save a lot of money.
Toy Story lame.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, oh man. All right. So,
I love the way we always have to gather we have to push the ooze back in our ears and get our brain molded back together after we watch one of these.
Try to figure out where the hell we're at and all that shit.
Yep.
Okay, so it starts off with, so we have two officers, Judith and Matt. They're in a car at a stakeout.
Yep.
And she's telling Matt, they're dating, by the way.
Obviously dating, and obviously doing more than that.
Yeah, she's telling him about a dream that she has, some weird fucking dream where there's two kids, one blonde hair and one brunette. The brunette has green eyes and has weird fucking claws for nails. And they're playing the card game War.
Yep.
And the brunette, who I guess is the demon or the devil, wins. And the blonde angel, whatever, loses. And that's where the dream ends. And so they're talking their BS, and then they're talking about how they should move in together, or they did move in together, and then she tells him that she's pregnant.
That's right. And he's like, why did you tell me that? Oh, because I'm pregnant. And he actually had the proper reaction.
Yeah, he was very excited.
And he was very happy about it.
Yep, he was excited. He was looking forward to being a dad. But
good answer. Didn't stand up, slap her, and saying, "Who the hell's the father?"
Or yeah, or just saying it's not mine.
Yeah, no. Hey, mine. I use rubber, bitch.
What? Who you been fucking, bitch?
That's right.
But that's gonna have to be put on hold because for some reason, he decided to bring his wife his date. I don't know what the fuck she is. She's not married.
This fiance.
Fiance. Okay.
I guess that's good enough.
All right. With him to the stakeout. So he is there at a stakeout at a Toyland warehouse to do a gun trade.
Do a gun buy.
With his wife, who he just found out is pregnant. Instead of saying, we need to call it off and you need to go, he's like, oh, well, let's just do this real quick. Everything will be fine, and then we'll go home.
Now, in a horror movie, is everything always just fine, Chris?
No. Does everything just turn out the way you think it's going to go? No.
Fuck no. So this mop-head fool,
yes,
they get out the car, and they confront these two morons.
Yeah, we call them Tweedledee and Tweedlefuck.
It's almost like fake ass Andrew Dice. And I don't even know who the blonde.
The blonde guy is a reject criminal from Die Hard. He's this blonde wannabe like mastermind German dude, but he's stupid as fuck.
We need to shut him up. He's telling them everything.
Anyway, so they're talking. They're doing their transaction, whatever, while they're doing it. The brunette, dark-haired Andrew Dice Clay starts flirting with the female cop, with Judith.
Well, I would. Shit.
Yeah,
she's hot.
Yeah, you got a little shotgun for her, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Double barrel, bitch.
Oh shit! And then so then the mop head is like, okay, well, how much are the guns, yada yada, and the guy's like, okay, about 40,000. Oh no, let's back up a little bit. While they're talking, the reject from Die Hard brings out an AR-15.
Yep, AR-15, flipping it around,
shows him off, and then he points it at Judith, and the mop head, says, hey, don't do that, and then the reject from Die Hard makes it known that there's no clip in the gun.
He goes, there's no clip.
So it's not loaded.
There's no clip.
And that's important because of what comes next. So then after the mop head decides to ask him how much it is, and the Andrew Dice Clay tells him $40,000, he's like, what do you think? And so then mop head is like, you know what I think? I think you're under arrest. And then he pulls out a gun, aims it at Andrew Dice Clay, and reject from a Die Hard blonde.
From about 2 feet away.
Not like a foot and a half away. Instead of taking the rifle in his hand and using like a baseball bat,
clubbing the motherfucker, he pitches it at him.
He just tosses it lightly
at him.
Not even
lightly.
Just like lightly tosses at him.
And so he takes a round in the shoulder. Bam! He's down.
But then Andrew turns around, shoots Mophead directly in the gut.
Direct hit. And she's just standing there the whole fucking time.
Yeah, she is the slowest reacting cop in the entire fucking world.
Yep, she's a humming, what the fuck?
So Mophead bites it. And then both Andrew Dice Clay and Reject from Die Hard run off into this warehouse. They run around the warehouse, being chased by Judith. And while that's okay, so then we cut to the inside of the warehouse where fat ass security guard is reading porn and watching The Puppet Master on a TV while not doing his job.
Which, that's one of those, I guess you call Easter egg things in the background, because you said this guy had something to do with the Puppet Master movies anyway.
Well, I mean, Full Moon is the one that
they
released
produced it. Yeah,
exactly. So then he decides to call up his favorite fast food place,
The Chunky Chicken.
The Chunky Chicken, where all your chicken comes with extra dirt and grease.
Something, but...
And we're introduced to our protagonist of the film, the one, the only... Mark Wayne. The two whitest names. He's got 2 white first names as his full name. Mark and fucking Wayne.
Yep.
So then we're introduced to our protagonist who looks like he's fucking 30. working at a fast food place. Okay,
Well, you know,
smoking on the job.
failure to lunch.
He's smoking on the job. He gets a call from Officer Fatass. Officer Fatass says, "Bring me my usual order, extra chunky. Give me extra honey for my buns because my rolls because you fuckers don't give me enough honey.
That's it. And fucking breasts and legs.
Breasts and legs, no wings,
None of that wing shit.
none of that wing shit." So then he proceeds to get his order ready. And it's so funny because he goes to where the chicken is sitting in the little heating bin or whatever, and there's a pair of tongs right there. He picks up the tongs, but then tosses them aside and starts grabbing the chicken with his hand.
Grabbing the chicken with his
Just
bare
toss
hand.
it into a fucking container.
And then scoops this large chunk of either mashed
I think
potatoes
it was
or
taters.
potato salad out of a non-refrigerated container, or
Yeah.
not even a heated container.
No.
It's just like sitting
It's
down
just
on
sitting off to the
counter.
side, yeah.
I'm like, okay, Tomaine.
Yeah.
Fuck it. So
then his boss comes by.
the 40-year-old virgin.
Yeah, boss comes by and he's like, "Is that a cigarette in your mouth?"
I don't like your attitude,
And
mister.
Mark's like, "No, it's your dick." And I was like, "Yeah, go Mark. You tell him. You tell that 85-year-old manager of the fucking Chicken Chunky."
And he sits there and overacts, and he's huffing and puffing while he's
Oh, yeah.
writing on his.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't like your attitude, mister. And he's writing on his little clipboard and shit. And it's
So
just
the
fucking
guy's
stupid.
smoking. He's using his hands to grab chicken. He tells the manager it's your dick. And the guy is so spineless that he just decides to write on his clipboard instead of telling him he's fired or get the fuck out.
He says, "Yeah, I'm gonna." He says, "Where the hell you going?" I'm taking this. What? Well, I don't forget what his name is.
I'm taking the order to Officer Fatass.
Offer her fat ass and kiss my ass.
Kiss my
you
ass.
Keep talking. I'm gonna go wreck your fucking chicken mobile.
That's right. So then we cut back to the warehouse where Die Hard Reject is stumbling through the warehouse, bleeding from his shoulder.
Yep.
He gets this one section where there's this clearing in the warehouse, and all of a sudden this light comes on from above. We don't see where, just above somewhere.
Yeah.
It looks like a fucking UFO tractor beam has picked one spot
Yeah,
in the
it's
warehouse.
supposed to be emanating from underneath, but
It looks like it's coming from on top.
no. But yeah. So anyway, when you see this bright ass light,
What does he do?
most people would say that's peculiar and wouldn't walk towards it, but this motherfucker crawls into the light.
He crawls right over to it and looks up into the light.
Like, what's going on?
And he starts looking around. We see all the fucking toys that are in there, and all of a sudden, that's when the toys start to come to life, and that's when we're greeted to our main toy antagonist.
Because what happens is when he bleeds onto what you notice was a faded star.
That's right.
on
There's
the
a
ground.
faded pentagram on
Faded
the ground
pentagram,
there.
yeah.
And he's bleeding, so you're right. So he's bleeding into the star.
So the blood gets soaked up by the concrete, this flashing crap, and the fucking dolls come to
And
life.
that's when they start to
shit.
come to life. And so, while that's happening, the Judith is looking for him. That's nonsense, boring stuff. But oh yeah, she's chasing Andrew Dice Clay through the warehouse as well.
Yep.
So she captures him, but then we go back to the reject from Die Hard, who is now introduced to our main doll characters, and that would be Oopsie Daisy.
Oopsie Daisy. Teddy Ruxpin.
Teddy Ruxpin. Yeah, so Teddy Ruxpin and the weird robot with the lasers.
Then we got Jack in the Crack.
And Jack in the motherfucking crack. And then that's when Demon Boy walks up.
Yeah, but what's stupid is right before he does that Teddy Ruxpin's walking up to him growling. "Blah, blah." So he doesn't do anything to defend himself. He reaches out with his hand and leaves it right there, and the fucking teddy bear bites his fucking 2 fingers off.
Well, this is the start of what every single person in this movie is. I guess they have a defect or something, because these dolls move at normal doll pace, very fucking slow. None of these motherfuckers in this movie, the protagonist, the antagonist, whatever, none of them move very fast. They all have the slowest reflexes in the entire history of the world.
Well, it's horror movie physics, because you remember in the Jason movies, Friday the 13th,
Yeah.
people running through the woods at full speed, but yet he stays right on their ass.
Yeah. I mean, but I get that. That's a human. That's a full-grown adult. These are fucking 18-inch toys.
True.
And, just kick the motherfucker.
Kick him.
Kick the motherfucker.
That's right.
Yeah. So they kill the reject from Die Hard, and they start dragging his body downstairs. Judith catches Andrew Dice Clay or handcuffs him to a rack.
Yep.
And then Mark shows up and with Officer Fatass's food, and they hang out and they're talking, yada yada yada, blah blah blah, boys being boys, bullshit.
Yep, man. Andrew and the cop are trapped in a room. Somehow got themselves locked in some kind of storage room.
Yeah.
And they're watching a slasher downstairs. They're watching the Puppet Master, and I guess there's explosions or gunshots or whatever the hell.
Yeah, they're trying to get out, so she fires her gun, and Mark hears it, and then tells Officer Fatass if he asks if he heard it, and he says, "I better go check it out." Yeah, you better go do your fucking job, dude.
Yeah, because, I mean, he ain't worth the shit. You're hearing all this racket. There's been a running gunfight in his warehouse for the last half hour, 45 minutes.
And all he's worried about is if he has enough fucking honey for his biscuits.
Grubbing some chicken and watching some shitty-ass movie.
So then Officer Fatass and Mark get up to go check. For some reason, Mark goes with him. Why? I don't know. He's a civilian.
Well, because he told him, he says, well, there's a shotgun in that cage and blah, blah, blah. And he says, I think I'd rather take my chances with you. So he tags along with him.
He's still a civilian. He's still a civilian. Keep your ass inside the fucking office, dude.
You should have just dropped the chicken off and fucking left.
So then they find the room that they're in. They confront Judith and Andrew Dice Clay. And while they're in there, that's when all of a sudden the dolls show up.
Yeah, and you know what? I know why this guy's face aggravates me so much.
Why?
The Andrew Dice dude, he reminds me of Everett McGill. You know who he is?
No.
He was the preacher from Silver Bullet.
Oh,
Reverend Lowe.
Yeah. He does look a lot like him.
But he always plays dickheads.
Yeah.
His part. I mean, yeah, he was the monster in that movie. He was nice in that movie, but then he turns... he kills people. But anyway, that's who this motherfucker reminds me of. Yeah. And he always plays a dick. Almost in every part he plays. So, yeah, and this guy with his shitty acting ain't helping matters much. So
I take it back. So they hear a noise out in the warehouse. So Officer Lardass locks him in that room and goes to check out for himself. Yep. And that's when he gets sideswiped. Somehow the dolls are able to hang on to a normal-sized baseball bat. Yeah. And see, and they whack the teddy bear with a bat, whacks the officer, and knocks him to the ground. Yep. So then they kill the officer.
No, but they kill him slow. It's hilarious. He gets triple jacked.
Yeah.
The Jack in the Box grabs him around the neck. Baby shithead.
This is where you meet Baby Oopsie. And she's got the most hilarious line. I can cry, I can weep, I can even shit my pants. Can you shit your pants?
Anyway, they take that motherfucker down the ground.
Yes.
They're biting him. The teddy bear is chewing his face off.
So is a Jack in the Box.
The Jack in the Box is biting him and choking him. And Baby Oopsie comes up with a knife and flat out stabs him in the nuts.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah, that was
he fades out. He's gone. And then Baby Oopsie proceeds to drag his fat ass, and the whole time the damn baby is complaining.
Yeah.
You fat fuck and all this shit. He's dragging him down the fucking stairs.
And I mean, it's 92, so all of these effects are practically done.
Yeah.
They're all fucking puppets.
And the blood isn't bad.
And the blood effects are fine.
When we were watching this, it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
It really wasn't that bad. There's been much worse blood effects that we've had to...
And it's not ultra gory.
No.
Like, there's blood, but it's not, like, ridiculous amounts of blood, or there's no entrails or organs or anything.
It's showing bite marks and stuff, but it's not showing, like, flesh being torn from the bones like some, like, Walking Dead shit, when you see them just bite and pull, and you see...
And even when, like, Baby Oopsie stabs him in the nuts, you don't see blood fly out of his nutsack or nothing,
You just see...
a knife going nuts.
Knife going nuts.
Yeah. So then we're back in the room with the other three, Judith, Andrew Dice Clay, and Mark, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this fourth character comes up.
Yep.
Annie, who comes out of the fucking ventilation shaft. And then, like, who are you? Like, I'm Annie. What are you doing in here? I'm a runaway. My father beats me, so I ran away, and I'm staying inside the fucking warehouse. Why are you staying in the fucking warehouse, Annie?
I don't know.
They have shelters. Go to a shelter. Go to church. Don't stay inside of a fucking warehouse.
In the fucking warehouse.
There's no food in the warehouse.
Hey, but you know what? We need more bodies.
There's no food in the warehouse.
We need more bodies for people to die.
That's true.
And then at this point, is it Matt? Mark.
Mark.
What Matt?
Oh yeah, Mark's losing his shit.
Mark is losing his shit, and his superior acting skills shine brilliantly.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I'm telling you, this guy has got the skills, man.
Yeah, he went from being this hard ass, smoking cigarettes and talking back to his boss, to all of a sudden being the fucking biggest pussy in the entire fucking movie. Hyperventilating, crying, whining.
Yeah, total bitch.
Total bitch, just losing all of his shit.
Yep.
And so, that's when Anne tells them all, Annie, the runaway, tells them that there's something going on. There's something inside the dolls. There's some ghosts or demons or they're haunted or whatever. And they're all trying to figure out what the hell is actually happening. The Judith's like, I don't believe in that shit. That's not real. And she knocks over a pile of wooden blocks, letter blocks that you see, the standard ones. And when she does that, some of them form the word believe. And so Mark's like, see, do you see? And then Judith's like, what do you want? And then it changes from believe to death. And then Mark asks, who do you want dead? And then it says you.
And I wish it would have just said, go fuck yourself or something. It'd have been funnier. But then anyway, the baby's got fat ass down in the basement now.
Yeah.
And that's why they cut him up, so they'll bleed excessively.
Yeah.
And then they drag him down here and let him bleed out into this floor, and their blood is soaked up into the floor. And as this happens, creates...
And the baby, the oopsie baby, by the way, I believe the robot's called Mr. Static, just so you know.
What? No.
Welcome, Beyonders.
How did we get to this weird place? Who are these two crazy guys, and what is going on?
Beyond Terrestrial, or BT for short, is a podcast dedicated to the strange, the macabre, the conspiratorial, and all things supernatural. Hosted by Dan Martson and Lee Arriet, two guys who discovered late-night radio shows like Coast to Coast while working the night shift, and stumbled into a world of fantastic tales and local legends.
We share these stories with our dedicated fans we lovingly call Beyonders every other Tuesday. Join me and Lee as we take a mysterious journey into obscure local tales and spin up some hot takes on the supernatural stories we all know and love.
2 words. Interdimensional Bigfoot.
Oh yeah.
Oopsie Baby starts to draw a chalk pentagram around Officer Lardass.
Perfect lines.
Perfect lines, yeah. Yep. And you can see where the crown is being held by glue on the baby's hand.
Yes.
It is the worst effect.
And I can imagine the stage-hand or the guy holding the puppet out of range, and he's like, okay, follow me with the camera. Follow me with the camera.
Yeah.
As he's drawing this thing. It's weak.
And so... So we got our characters. They're trying to figure out how to get the hell out, and they decide they're going to try and go for the back exit. But the only way through is to use the ventilation shaft.
Yep.
And somehow the ventilation shaft is so big that both Mark and Ann can fit side by side.
Thing's enormous.
Side by side.
Yep.
Going through the inner ventilation shaft.
It's way bigger than the one in Die Hard.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, they're crawling through that shit.
Yeah.
It's even bigger than the one in when we watched Chopping Mall. They were in the mall. They were in there, and they had to follow each other. They couldn't stand side by side. And this one here, they can hold a full-fledged, dance party. I mean, this thing is enormous. And
I love how in all the movies, the ventilation shafts, they're all put together with like glue or something, because normally ventilation shafts are put together with metal screws.
The little 1/4-inch zip screws and
they're
stuff.
all poking up inside the ventilation shaft because nothing goes in there.
And they're always perfectly shiny.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I'm sorry, they're not going to be that dirty. I know they get clean, but they're always spotless. I mean, I know that's for the actors. I get it. But, little realism here. This is a grungy, nasty fucking warehouse.
It's a warehouse.
And it's got perfectly shiny, clean vents in it.
Yeah. In real life, you would be cut the fuck up on all the screws
we're
and everything.
nitpicking, folks. But you know what? That's one of these times you got to just start reaching for shit.
Yeah. So then we're back to Judith and Andrew Dice Clay, and she starts having a freaking hallucination, and she meets the demon boy.
Yep.
Who tells her that he's been trying forever to come into a human body.
Literally.
He can only come into this world in a human body. And the last time they tried was 66 years ago. and then it cuts to a scene. It's like a scene within a dream within or a flashback within a flashback.
Yeah.
Of 1955. And somebody giving birth, and then...
But it sounds like sex. When you first hear it, when they said, we were creating a baby, and then you hear pumping away.
A lot of moaning.
You're like, whoo, wee, and all this shit. And you're like, somebody getting busy. Exactly.
You're like, oh my God, they're fucking... But it's no, she's giving birth.
She's giving birth, but it sounds like screw. So anyway, they pull this fucking baby.
They pull... The baby's like 24 inches long. It's a tall-ass baby. And it comes out... demon.
It's got an enormous head and fucking horns.
Tiny horns.
Yeah.
And it's all like yellow. It looks like it's ridiculous. But,
well, it's a stillborn.
Right.
And they're like, oh, too bad. Maybe
we'll try
next
again.
Time. So they hand the fucking body.
Well, but it just happens so happens that night then was Halloween.
Yeah.
And so right after that happens, they get 3 trick-or-treaters. And the trick-or-treaters come and they're asking for to trick-or-treat whatever. And the female, the wife or whatever, the old lady, is like, would you kids like something better than candy? And I'm thinking, what the fuck is better than candy when you're a kid? There's nothing better than candy when you're a kid.
That's right, you nasty old bitch. Give me some fucking candy.
Yeah, I don't want an apple or toothbrush, bitch. And so then she tells her husband to go in and get it. And he comes back with this wrap thing. And she's like, it's a special seed. If you planted a blah, 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 we'll go yada, yada. Go across the street to that empty lot there and plant it there. So the kids, they put in the kids' sack. It's wrapped in this black cloth. They put it in the kids' bag. The kids go across the street because they're fucking idiots. And as they start to pull out the thing to get ready to bury it, the head pops out. The kids see it, freak the fuck out, throw the bag behind their head.
And they just toss it.
And the bag goes flying, lands somewhere just on the lot. Okay?
Yeah, and this is the backstory as to why this particular area of the warehouse is apparently possessed. Because of the fact that they apparently built the warehouse right over the top of
When the workers got there the next day, or that Monday, they didn't even care that there was a dead fetus on the ground, not buried. They're like, let's just put concrete over it. This will be a good place for the warehouse. Let's just stick the warehouse here. Fuck it, they won't know.
And so then we get reminded once again by this little fucking green-eyed bastard.
Yeah.
Saying, I've been waiting here 66 years for this and blah, blah, blah.
And so now I'll have my chance because you, Judith, are pregnant. So I am going to come into your baby. And then we cut to the fucking the ventilation shaft again. And this is where it gets that whole thing that really pisses me off where what's it called? Mark and Annie are going through the shafts. They stop at a event to look down, and all of a sudden we introduce this whole other set of characters that
makes no fucking sense.
No sense, have no purpose, no reason.
They show up. They show up. It's 3 little shitheads on tricycles.
Yeah,
wearing gas masks.
Wearing gas masks. I mean, I guess it's supposed to be for a creepy effect, which it kind of is. But
I guess. But fuck, this is all about toys, and this is the only part of the movie they're in. It never explains why they're there in the first place.
Right.
And then they just vanish. With they point up.
Yeah.
They hear them and they're like, oh my God, they heard us. And it's like, no shit, because you're up there in the fucking vent just yap, yap, yap. I said,
everybody can hear you. Everybody can fucking hear you.
And they act surprised. Like I said, that's stupid.
Yeah.
But, and then they vanish.
Now, I forget what they're called, but Annie says that she had encountered one a while back and they're not real. They're hallucinations, whatever. And they don't attack you.
Nah.
So what purpose is there for them? I don't know.
Apparently to rat their ass out because they drive under the vent again and point up.
Yeah.
Setting the toys on a rampage.
Yeah, so then Mark and Annie are trying to get the hell out, and Baby Oopsie and Mr. Static, the robot, somehow get in the shaft. No, actually no, because we see the scene when they're getting in the shaft, and it's fucking funny because Baby Oopsie like puts her head up into the opening, looks around, and like smiles or some shit.
After ripping off the cover.
Yeah, she rips off the cover.
She
rips off the cover, and then she goes back. Her head goes back down, and all of a sudden you see the point of the knife come up, and then it like plops over, and you realize that she like push the fucking knife in. It's oh my god, it's so fucking funny.
It's actually pretty damn.
It's
funny.
pretty funny.
It is.
Yeah,
and it's badly needed.
Yeah,
it really is. It's badly needed because this movie's hurting.
And so she gets in, and then Robot somehow gets in. Mr. Static gets in.
I like Mr. Static.
I love the names, by the way.
Oh yeah.
And by the way, the teddy bear is called Grizzly Teddy.
The Grizzly Teddy.
Yeah. So they get in. they somehow immediately find Mark and Annie.
Of course.
And as they're turning the corner,
low budget, no film, dude. They got to save film. They don't have time for a chase.
Yeah. So as they're turning a corner in the ventilation shaft, little baby Oopsie Daisy comes upon Mark, and he has plenty of time to kick the baby doll, but he stops and stares, and then lets her say a line of dialogue before she slowly brings a knife up
and buries
it
down
in his fucking calf.
Just
and then he kicks her.
I'm
like, why did you I counted, you had 23 seconds from when you saw the baby to when she brought the knife down.
Yep.
That is a lifetime when you're in a giant ass ventilation shaft.
Yeah.
And there's a baby doll there saying something. My first instinct in a nanosecond would be to kick the fucking doll. Not wait for him to say a line and then fucking stab me.
Yeah, that's fucking retarded.
Yeah.
Because I'm sitting there going, first of all, if toys are crawling around, I would go ape shit and destroy shit. I'd light a fire, I'd do whatever. But they don't do that. So they run around. And then the other girl, what's the junkie's name?
Annie.
The junkie runaway
Annie.
She's crawling, and she gets whacked.
She gets shot in the arm by Mr. Static. Yeah.
He hits her a couple times with them little
lasers. Yeah. And which is funny because that scene was so funny because after he shoots her. So when he goes to shoot her, it is a shot of the front of him, and then the lasers are they're added post. They're CGI, or not CGI, but they're rotoscoped, and so he shoots the laser, but then it cuts back to behind him to show the laser hitting the arm, and then the squib goes off
direct
in the arm. Yeah, but then it stays behind Mr. Static. It keeps shooting, and just before it cuts, I noticed that there were little flames coming out of his cannons.
He's like,
so they had like sparks or some sort of special effects in his actual cannon to create an effect, and they didn't cut away fast enough before the flames came up.
It's like when you get that Roman candle and the last one goes off, and you got to stand there, and at the end is burning.
Yes, just like that. Yeah. And so then she's attacked, and so they manage to get out of the vent into the office.
Yep.
And then they turn around, and both Baby Doll, Oopsie Daisy, and Mr. Static are sitting in the opening.
Yep.
And so then Mark grabs a lighter and a can of bug spray or something, creates a torch, burns them up.
And hey, you're ruining my fucking makeup.
Oh, yeah, Oopsie Daisy.
That's all she's bitching about.
You're
ruining my fucking makeup.
So then they're trying to figure out how to get the hell out of the room and where they're going. But then Oopsie Daisy jumps down out of the thing, starts to attack Anne. But then at some point, somehow... Oh, no. That's not how it works. I'm sorry. She jumps down and she goes to attack Anne, but Anne backs up against the wall, and then the Jack-in-the-Box breaks through the window. Okay, the glass window, mind you. This fucking Jack-in-the-Box, all right, a paper and probably paper mache Jack-in-the-Box.
Yeah, it's the light, it's the light fucking fabric over a slinky type Jack-in-the-Box.
Yeah.
Or whatever, kind of like with those cans of snakes, the old-fashioned snake pop shit.
Yeah.
It's a fucking Jack-in-the-Box.
Breaks through the window, this glass window, starts chomping on her
latches
neck.
onto her like fuck.
Then Mark comes over,
awesome.
Gets it off. Then that's when baby Oopsie attacks her.
And what's funny is Oopsie attacks her, and the Jack-in-the-Box, after he grabs it off of her, stands up, stiffens up, and jumps on his
Mark,
neck.
Starts jabbing his neck.
Right on his neck. It's hilarious. He's like, that Jack-in-the-Box is like, I'm going to eat somebody.
And so
this is pretty comical.
Yeah, this is fucking hilarious.
The battles with the toys are comical.
Yeah, because the damn Jack-in-the-Box is chomping on Mark's neck.
Yeah.
And baby Oopsie somehow gets onto Annie's face and very slowly starts to stab her in the eye. And again, I'm like...
This is a little 12-inch tall baby doll.
Yeah.
Throw the motherfucker.
Yeah, and so then Mark is able to get the Jack-in-the-Box off. There's a weapons closet in the office. He's able to pull the shotgun out, He blasts the hell out of the Jack in the Box.
But it's too late for poor Annie.
No, she's dead. The crackhead is the
runaway. Baby Oopsie done stabbed her in the eye about 12 times.
That's right.
Took her out. So.
And then he turns around and Oopsie's on top of Ann and then takes off running. Mark is 2 feet from the motherfucker.
2 feet?
With a shotgun.
No, this is literal. He is telling the truth, folks.
2
he
feet
is
with
2
a shotgun.
Feet with a 12-gauge shotgun,
and
double
misses.
barrel at almost point-blank range, and you get one little pating spark off an end of a shelf or something.
It might as well have been a BB gun.
And he leans back and says, "You missed me."
Yeah.
And I've also noticed something else about all the toys. They're full of slime.
Yeah, so I guess because they're demonic toys.
Demonic slime, yeah. Every time they kill one of these things or smash one of them, he blows these things away. He blows away he blew away the Jack in the Box.
Yeah.
And then it was still twitching, so he goes over and stomps on it.
Right.
It's like he's going to go over there and blow it away, but then he ends up just stomping on it. It's like
just all
stepping on a big pus pile.
Just goo, green goo, whatever. So Mark gets out of the room. He grabs some extra ammo, whatever, and gets out of the room. And this is where we get our brief nudity from.
Very brief.
Because he ends up running into one of the weird...
I'm going to start calling them rescue titties.
Okay.
Because there's a point in every movie when they're this shitty that a movie has to be rescued by some cheap nudity.
Yeah. That's a good point. That's a great point.
Rescue titties.
He runs into the 3 gas mask sisters, whatever. And as they're coming towards him, he reminds himself that they're not real. They disappear. He's closing his eyes saying they're not real. They disappear. He opens his eyes. But one of the girls is there. But she's not wearing her mask. She looks like a normal little girl. But then he looks again, and now she's a full-grown adult girl wearing the same blue dress, but an adult. And then she proceeds to take the dress off.
Yes.
And that's where we get the nudity from, the brief nudity. And then she's trying to seduce him or whatever. But then it changes from the adult girl to... But then it changes to Anne in her dead form.
With her eye all poked out, and she's laughing at him like, you're gonna die, and all that shit.
So then, as he's trying to get himself out of that hallucination, Andrew Dice Clay shows up, knocks him down on the ground, takes a shotgun, is about to kill him, and then Judith comes around the corner, and bam! From like 10 yards away.
Yeah, finally shoots something, I mind you. Like I said,
dead center.
She's had her weapon drawn for most of the movie, and has only fired like 2 shots.
If that, yeah.
One down the alley at first, and then she ran around, and I think she shot one thing.
Oh, yeah, she shot next to the car after they shot her boyfriend. And then again, when they were in the warehouse, and they were 3 feet away from each other, her and Andrew Dice Clay around the corners, and she shot at him and missed him totally.
And then she emptied her clip to get their attention that one time.
Trying
to figure it, and that's it.
But then she shoots him dead point center in the forehead.
Good shot,
Dead point center, 10 yards away.
But he's able to utter a smart-ass sentence.
Yeah, because he's possessed by the demon, of course, too. Yeah. So he starts talking for a bit. And then Mark blows his... Okay, no, Mark goes to use a shotgun on him because he's still talking. The Andrew Dice Clay has been shot in the forehead, but he's still talking. So Mark goes to point the shotgun at him, and I'm thinking, okay, cool. Head explosion, right? That's what happens. Explosion.
Give me something.
Yeah. Shoots... pings his fucking corner, his shoulder.
It like some fabric flips up, and and I'm sitting there going, "This is a 12-gauge fucking shotgun, and at that range, the head is going to splatter.
Yeah,
or at least you're going to see a hell of a lot more blood." But nope.
And so he gets taunted by Andrew Dice Clay, and so he decides to turn the shotgun around and use the butt as a bat, and he's gonna knock him out, whatever. But he doesn't knock him out. He knocks his fucking head off his body.
He hits him. He just hit him like he's going to knock him out, and his head rolls
right off the fucking body.
I mean, not even...
No reason.
No strings.
No setup.
No veins, no nerves, no muscle tissue hanging out. It just rolls off like a mannequin head.
If he had shot him, and instead of hitting the shoulder, took off a good chunk of his neck...
I could believe it.
And then hit him with... I could get that. Yeah, I could believe that. But he barely pinged his shoulder, turned the weapon around... Barely, I mean, not even a forceful hit.
You can take a baseball bat and swing it as hard as you can, a solid wood baseball bat, and you're not going to knock somebody's head off their shoulder.
Yeah. So after that...
Nitpicking once again, but that's what we do.
Yeah. So then after that, we get to the basement where all the main actors show up.
Yep, starting to culminate here.
Yeah.
The climax of the movie is starting to happen.
And the little boy transforms into his true self, which is this taller adult demon with horns. and he has her down inside the pentagram on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Has her tied up to prepare to enter her body to her baby.
Best way I can describe this guy. Does anybody remember Calabas from Clash of the Titans, the original?
Oh yeah. Very.
He kind of has
similar.
he has a Calabas kind of look, big protruding brow, cheesy little shitty horns.
Yeah.
But
so what also happened just prior to that was before that happened, the boy was at the in the basement meditating evil style, right?
I love evil style.
Evil style. And the camera pans across and tracking shot, and then it stops on this one box, and the box opens, and this toy soldier pops out. Somehow the boy doesn't see the soldier, but the soldier takes off. Well, why it took off, I don't know, because it ends up coming right back to that area once the demon is trying to enter into Judith.
Yep.
Because it turns out
trying to enter in quotations.
Right. So then the toy soldier.
You're being too clean, dude. Turn it loose.
The toy soldier shows up and fires his gun at the demon and takes his fucking eye out. And I'm like, what? That's awesome. And then he runs over to where Judith's being held and takes out his little fake sword and chops one of the straps so she can get loose. But then he turns into a boy, the blonde boy from the beginning.
Yep.
In the soldier's
from her dream and stuff.
In the soldier outfit, and then her and him and the demon boy start to fight.
Yep.
And then while that's going on, while they're doing their
now you're talking kindergarten style fight. This ain't like supernatural battle, sparks flying, fire and stuff like this. No, he runs up and they kind of just rough around and he pushes him into a pile of boxes, and they're bitching and moaning.
Right, and they're fighting over Judith's soul or whatever it is, and while that's happening, all of a sudden somehow Mark had gotten outside and he got the chicken. No, I take that back. While that was happening, Mark and them were trying to fight the rest of the toys.
Yep.
They shot and killed Oopsie Baby.
Killed shitloads of them.
Oopsie Daisy.
Yep.
Blowing her head off first, and then separating her head from her body.
Yep.
Then blowing the head separately.
Yep. And then they killed Mr. Sparky.
They killed Mr. Static.
Mr. Static.
Yeah. They blew him apart. Then all the toys in the room started coming to life. So they started shooting all the toys. All the toys.
Because I said they had to, because the demon was reaching his peak strength and his energy was, about at peak. He was about getting ready to be born and all this crap. So all the toys were absolutely losing their fucking minds.
So then, this is before Judith is captured. But so then they shoot the Grizzly Teddy. And after they shoot him, somehow, some way, he turns into Were Teddy. He grows to 5 foot 8 inches tall,
at least,
and it's a actor wearing a weird werewolf teddy bear outfit.
Yep, like I said, I made reference to it. If the movie Prophecy, it's the same kind of rubber deformed looking nastiness.
Yeah, so he starts chasing Mark. Judith gets caught, and that's when she ends up in the basement. Mark runs out and is being chased by this Were Teddy, and is chased out and ends up at the chunky chicken car. Gets into the car. The monster's trying to get in the car for 5 minutes. Finally steps on the gas, kills the monster, ends up running through the wall into the basement where the demon and the angel are fighting, and ends up setting the car on fire. And
which
doesn't make any sense, but just somehow the car starts on fire. But while that's happening,
he shot the.
Oh, that's right. He shot the
gas tank.
He shot the gas tank,
and it started leaking. And then he lit something on fire, a teddy bear or something,
and then threw it at the thing,
and blew up the chicken mobile, which was dumb because there was no cause.
No, there's no reason to.
Either that, or he had pinned the teddy bear and wanted to kill it and burn it up or blow it up or whatever. But he didn't give a fuck about the chicken mobile anyway. He told the manager he was going to fuck it up anyhow. But he, when you notice it, when it explodes, this is just something people might want to know. It's not important.
No.
But it is a gutted station wagon.
And you see that because when he rams the car into the wall in the basement, trying to pin the teddy bear monster, the door just the passenger door comes right off.
Just drops off.
Just drops right off.
But you see interior.
Yeah.
But then when the car actually explodes, you look inside and you see the dashboard, and it's all stripped down
gone.
to the metal.
Yeah, it's just a base.
So
it's just a frame.
Yeah, there's no debris. It's
right.
just a big fireball.
Yeah.
But that's just one of those picky fucking things I like to do.
And so while the demon and the good boy whatever are fighting, then it transitioned to that scene from the beginning where they're in this weird house playing war
again. But
this time, the angel boy wins.
Yeah, the devil boy puts down the king. He smiles, and
the angel boy puts down an ace, and somehow that means that he wins the war, like the actual war, and the demon boy is vanquished. And then we get this stupid, supposed, mushy scene. It's so fucking dumb, where the angel boy, the toy soldier boy, tells Judith that he's her unborn son, and yeah.
So I'm still a spirit right now, and I can talk to you, and blah blah blah. But I'll see you in 8 months. And
so anyway,
all this shit.
Yeah. So then that's the end of the movie.
So then she's sitting there coddling this little toy soldier, and thank God.
And that's it. That's the end of the movie. And I loved it.
I did.
I loved it.
It was enjoyable.
It was corny. It was slow at some points. The script, this is one of those really, really bad David Goyer scripts. I mean, his bad ones, his later bad ones are bad because they're supposed to be big theatrical releases, But this one is just, the script is horrible. The story, it goes in 5 different places, but doesn't really ever finish those different places.
It doesn't explain a bunch of stuff.
No.
What saves the movie for me is the toys themselves.
Yeah.
Baby Oopsie
Daisy.
She's fucking hilarious.
Mr. Static is cool.
Mr. Static is cool. So the toys were cool. The Jack in the Box. I love that motherfucker.
Yeah, Jack in the Box. Jack in the Box and Grizzly Teddy were like my least favorite because they weren't in it very much.
But I mean, when Jack killed, he killed. He was good.
But like Oopsie Daisy had a voice. Like she was a funny little
and talking shit,
snappy bitch.
Yep. And Miss Scoggins is hot. So
you do like Miss Scoggins as well.
So, it did have its redeeming qualities. Unfortunately, sometimes we watch movies that have no redeeming qualities. This one actually had a few that made up for the atrocious acting.
Yeah.
But it is the kind of acting you come to expect from a cheese grater level movie like this, just like you said, corny as fuck.
Right.
Corny as fuck.
I even actually enjoyed the actor who played the kid. I thought he did a pretty good job.
The demon kid?
Yeah, because his voice was dubbed over by an adult, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But his facial expressions and his body language was pretty good. It matched.
Well, you wanted to slap him, so he was doing his job.
Yeah, I thought it was really, really well. I mean, the Judith was okay up to a certain point. Then she got terrible. Mark was okay at the beginning when he was being a dickhead, but then after
he was funny at the chicken joint, but then he turned into super pussy.
Yeah, and his acting got really bad.
Yeah, that was horrible.
And then the dolls were all hilarious and crazy and weird and bad. But I can definitely see this being something that you sit around with friends and riff on, or play a drinking game.
There's ways you can do drinking games and stuff like this.
Or
you have to get creative a little bit because, like you said, it's all over the place.
Yeah.
But there's something you could do.
Or play some sort of like bingo game or something, or just sit around with friends and just enjoy how bad it is. So I'm actually gonna give this one a 2.
Damn.
Yeah, I like it. I'm gonna give it a 2.
All
yeah,
right.
for sure. What about you, James? What did you like or not like about it?
Well, I hated the acting for the most part. Loved the dolls.
All right.
Loved the blood effects. They were fairly decent. They weren't overblown, but they weren't horrible. We've seen a lot worse.
Okay.
Like I said, the practical effects were good.
Yeah.
I'll just cut to the chase. I like this movie too, and I'm going to go ahead and go with a 2 myself.
I see. All right.
I recommend it. Definitely want to drink, have some fun with it, rip on it.
Watch it with friends.
Yeah, I was thinking 3, but I'm like, you know what? It's a little bit better than that. After I watched it again, I was like, okay, this is going to work. This is not that bad.
Yeah.
We're in the total shitty movie business here. That's what we do.
Yeah.
And as, within our subject matter and the way we, in our realm or our scope of what we try to do here, this is one of the better ones we've seen.
Yeah. It's not
entertainment quality more than actual
quality movie
quality movie,
right? Script and all that.
Entertainment. It's got entertainment factor,
right?
It's funny. It makes you laugh. And it makes you go, "Oh my God, really?"
Yeah.
But it's not that where it makes you want to just leave the room. And
but not on the level of like, to me, I don't think it's on the level of like Jack Frost or
no.
Hobgoblins, which were ones for us, which were so bad they were good.
Yes.
This one could have been that level, but it somehow just didn't quite reach that level. Now there was that one scene that we both thought was funny where there was an off-screen voice, much like in Jack Frost. Remember where what was that? I forget what it was. It was something that was said off-screen.
Yep. And I can't remember the line.
I can't remember, but it was funny as hell. But it needed more of those moments.
Yes.
To elevate itself to a one like Jack Frost.
Oh, I remember what it was.
What?
The kid was standing there with a shotgun. He says, "I would just kill myself."
Oh, yeah.
Then you hear the voice, "Go ahead."
Yeah. The demon says, "Go ahead."
That's what it was. The demon tells him, "Go ahead."
Yeah. Right there. No reason for it.
That's some funny shit.
You did need to add that line, but adding the line just made it funny.
It did. It helped.
Yeah. So it needed more of those to get it to like level one, like the 1 out of 5 Jack Frost, the Hobgoblins. Because Hobgoblins was, I mean, story wise and structure wise, Hobgoblins was absolutely horrible trash.
Oh God,
but everything that happened in the movie was so fucking bad and funny that it totally made up for it.
Absolutely, and that, like I said, that's what we do.
Yeah,
that's why we watch these shitty horror movies. Mm-hmm. You'll never see a Hellraiser on this show. You'll never see or never listen to us rip apart any of the really good movies.
Right.
We go after the forgotten. We go after the shitty. That's what we're trying to do. And this is a good shitty movie.
Yeah. Yeah. And, I mean, I can see myself watching this again and not being upset that I'm watching it again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You'd be like, oh my God. Well, for me, you know why I watch it again.
Yeah. I know you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right, James, well, why don't you tell the folks at home where they can find us?
Well, we are on the Fourth Hand Network. If you go to fourthhand.com, you will actually find our show. You'll find our State of Fear podcast there as well. And there are several other great shows there that you can listen to. All different topics.
Yeah.
And these are really good guys, all these fellows in this network. So you go there, you subscribe to these shows.
Yeah.
You can find us there. We're also on the other platforms. We're on CastBox. We're on Google Podcasts.
Spotify,
iTunes.
All
We're everywhere.
Stuff. Yeah.
We're basically everywhere. But we are a member of this fourthhand.com network, and we highly recommend that you follow it.
Yeah, I just want to say that we are super excited and super happy to be a part of this network. Everybody's been super helpful and cooperative.
Absolutely.
And every single person that we talk to in the chat is just excited about this and anxious to get this going. And like James said, there's such a wide variety of shows in this network. Yeah. There is a show about coin collecting.
Yep.
Okay. There's paranormal shows. There's a coin collecting show. There's a show all about a Brady Bunch rewatch. I mean, you can probably find anything you're looking for in this network,
and it's constantly growing. They're bringing new shows in all the time, so it's going to be awesome.
What about social media?
Yeah, I was just going to get there. You can also find us on Facebook and Instagram. We do not have Twitter because Twitter sucks.
Yeah. So where can they find us on those? How do they find us though?
How they find us?
Yeah,
they look for us under What the Suck Podcast. If you look on Facebook, you just type in What the Suck. We'll show up. If you go on Instagram, you have to type what_the_suck_podcast, and you'll find us.
All right, and go follow us and give us a like, give us a subscribe. We have not had any reviews lately. Please put a review, whether you like us or not. I want to see what y'all think. We want to hear what y'all think.
Yeah.
Please
watch the movies, or watch the movies and give us your opinion.
I'd rather you listen to the episodes and give us a review of the episodes.
Well, true.
What you like, what you didn't like, what you think works, what doesn't work. I mean, we may not fucking follow it, but I still want to hear what y'all think.
Yeah, we may take your comment and wipe our ass with it, but you know what?
Most likely.
But everything is appreciated.
And it'll get used.
We're kidding, of course.
We'll
use it. We always take the criticism, constructive or otherwise, but we just need some.
Yeah, so give us some. So
we're deep into our second season. We haven't heard a negative peep out of anybody, and we've heard some positive comments.
I'm sure there's negative
which
out there.
Which is great.
I want to hear the negative, though.
I would like to hear it, because that way, that's how we get better.
Yeah. Well, this has actually been one of the few times where it's been super fun, James.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
we do have those that are a ton of fun, and we have some that we suffer through. But this one was definitely a kick.
Yeah, and so we have some pretty fun shows coming up in the future. So be on the lookout for those. And yeah, can't wait.
Absolutely.
So I'm Chris, and I will see you at the next Suckfest.
Yeah, and this is James, and if it ain't on What the Suck, it ain't shit.
You've been listening to a Fourth Hand Joint.